Hello everybody and welcome back to Path of Exile 2. This is going to be a little bit of repeat content from a gameplay perspective because I'm trying out a new build that I saw from Rax and Terex. I'm sure if you follow the Path of Exile at all over the last however many years, you know who that is. He has this Ice Strike monk that pretty much decimates all, and I've been using it and I'm really enjoying it. It pretty much shreds through everything, which is really nice. I've been looking for a build that just kind of melts everything, and that's really what I want. So this is what we're going to be doing for now. Standard disclaimer at the beginning of every Path of Exile 2 video. I have issues with this game. I complain about it a lot, and if you're not interested in hearing my complaints about the game, you have been warned. Don't watch. If you waste your time watching it, that's your problem, not mine. I don't care. I'm giving you fair warning at the beginning of the video, so if you get to the end of this and you're like, nah, I didn't like that video, that's your problem, your fault. I warned you at the beginning. Other videos, I don't make that stuff because I enjoy them a little bit better. This one, I don't. Now, there may be a little bit less, well, there's going to be complaining because this character is super squishy, so sometimes when I get a little bit stuck, he doesn't have, I mean, he has only got, we got less than 1,000 hit points of total ability here. Which, you know, isn't terrible. I was way worse. Oh crap! But then you get stuck. Come on. Okay, I love freezing other things, but I can't stand being frozen myself. And I don't care that that's hypocrisy. It's a video game. I'm supposed to feel like a badass. Getting frozen in place is not badass status of anything. We play video games to feel something that we can't feel in real life, right? That's the whole point. Okay. So I'm in the middle. If you've followed my series for whatever reason, if you've been following my series for any length of time, you know... I lost track of what the point I was trying to make was. Oh, you know that we completed this portion. I'm in the middle of trying to find the second medium-sized soul core so we can go open up this area, kill the boss again, and then move on to Matlan Waterways. Now, the thing I like about this build is that it quickly freezes enemies, and then once you kill a frozen enemy, that frozen enemy explodes with Herald of Ice, and then it basically just decimates everything nearby, which is really awesome. Exactly, this is as close to the old Flicker Strike build that I had in my other game, in the PoE 1. It's as close as I've seen to that kind of like AoE Flicker Strike kind of thing. And that's the kind of build I really like. Stuff that just comes in and just deletes everything almost instantly. Ah, correct. Now I know some people are like, well, it's not fun. It's fun for me. I'm looking for that power fantasy where you walk in and just decimate everything. I'm not interested in challenge. There's enough challenge in life without adding it to your video games. You're free to disagree, but I paid my $30 to play it for the early access of this game. Gives me the right to give my opinion, to interject, to complain about things I don't like. I paid my money. I get to say what I want to say. This'll work. You don't like it? This is the one video series where I don't even try to be diplomatic about anything because this particular game gets on my nerves quite a lot. I mean, you know, the whole early access and all that stuff, whatever, but, you know, I think there's a lot of things about this early access that I feel should have been taken care of during the beta, and I feel like this game is still very much in a late beta stage, because, like, even just the fact that my computer the game crashes my computer on a regular basis. It totally locks up my entire computer. And I know it's not my computer, it's not my hardware, because I just got a brand new computer, I updated all the drivers and firmware and all that stuff, the BIOS and everything, and it still freezes on loading screens. So, and one was an Intel machine, this one's an AMD machine. You know, it's the game, and this game is the only thing that causes my system to lock up. So they have some kind of something that they need to fix with their programming because there's a memory leak or a CPU utilization issue or something that needs to really be adjusted. Now, the supposed benefit of this build is the fact that you can basically delete bosses by getting them frozen, right? And I can put down my spell here and just bam, bam, bam. Try to stay outside of their whatever abilities that they have going on. Okay. Try to avoid as much of that as I can.
Freezing strike!
See, this boss was way easier with this class than with any of the other things that I've done so far. So I am enjoying this class a lot more than I was any of the other ones, because you're able to the freeze ability makes it so that you can lock them in place, which completely nullifies any damage output that they have, which makes it so that you can focus on burning them down as quickly as possible without having to dodge, roll around, and do all the craziness and take forever to get it done. Like I don't have the patience for all the dodge rolling that they want to do in this game. It's really annoying. Let's see. So now we need to go through the Matlan Waterways again. So unfortunately, this entire episode is going to be a repeat, basically, of the last episode because it's getting late in the morning and I don't have enough time to catch back up, and I have other videos I need to record today. So I've spent most of my morning leveling this monk up, trying to get it back to where it's supposed to be. Because I don't want to go fight the last boss we fought in the last video. I don't want to fight it again with the freaking mercenary. It's just the mercenary is a fun class to play for the most part, but it's just, I don't know. It needs a little bit more in the way, like if I need to find a build for the mercenary that gives me the same kind of thing that this freeze is giving me. I'm able to just basically quickly disable opponents so that I can focus on burning them in. Because the problem that we have is that... Alright, seriously? Oh, this is a... I didn't realize he was... That's why he was taking it. I would also really like it if they updated the health bars for... Oh, I'm sorry, I know I'm shouting. I would really like it if they updated the health bars to... like have a border around them, or change the color of the health bars based off of what type of enemy it is. So if it's a blue enemy, it has a blue health bar. If it's a rare enemy, it has a gold health bar. If it's a regular enemy, it has just a regular red health bar. Like just something to make it easier to identify what's rare and what's not, rather than having to hover over it. Wait a second here. When did I get more speed? Okay, well, I have some things that I need to update. But first and foremost, all right, so one of the things, well, actually, let's talk for just a second about the build here. Get a second to fight things. Now, this is not my build, as I said in the beginning. All right, I'm trying to get to the point where I don't have any more enemies to fight. So I need a second to be able to just back and look at some stuff. So let me walk back over here and do this. Okay, so I need to take a second before I look at that, because I just realized somewhere along the way I got an extra 30 spirit. So now we can do this combat frenzy. Gain a frenzy charge when you freeze. Oh, okay. So the issue that we're going to have there is that there is a node on here that I'm supposed to eventually get to. That makes it so that we can convert frenzy charges into power charges, which will allow us to use our charged staff. So let me see. I need to bring my build back up because I had to close my browser. Axes and Bulker Monk. Let's see here. Which one of these is the one that gives me... Okay, yeah, the resonance up here. So to get to resonant, yeah, this one here. So we would need to get to this up here, power charges instead of frenzy charges. And the reason why that's important is because the build has us using combat frenzy to generate what would be frenzy charges, right? Whenever we freeze things, which we're doing all the time. But we don't need frenzy charges, we need power charges. So this node here basically makes it so that our our combat frenzy here would be adding power charges as we do things, and then we'll be able to use our charged staff to do damage with that. So this is basically a useless ability for now. So I guess I guess it makes sense for me to just come this way with a few more levels, and we'll get access to that, and then we can start using our charged staff. So the only question I have is I need to stay ahead of my intelligence requirements, because I'm constantly running into intelligence blocks for things. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that, and then we'll work our way up to that. And then I feel like there was something else. Yeah, Ice Strike to level 10. Do we have any more skill gems that we can do? Doesn't look like it. Okay. And we'll go ahead and run back to town real quick. Go ahead and run back to town real quick. Go ahead and run back to town real quick to offload our gear. Hopefully the game doesn't crash on me. I always have to, like, hold my breath, because you never know when that's going to happen. Okay, so I have been getting terrible RNG luck with trying to craft gear. Like, it's been horrible with this character. I have been stuck with 10% movement speed for a while. Like, this was a direct replacement for 10% movement, the 10% movement speed boots I started the Act 1 with. And I just can't seem to find a better set of freaking boots, and it's really irritating me. None of these end up, and I've tried once or twice to upgrade my staff, and I just can't get the same kind of increases that I got for this one. I got really lucky on this one, which makes any upgrades for the future, I'm gonna have to wait a while before any kind of upgrades become feasible for me, because it's super frustrating to waste regal orbs and stuff on these, and then end up not getting anything that's useful. We don't get nearly enough of them to risk the experimentation that they apparently want us to do. Oh, wrong thing. Disenchant that. And I like the idea of that, but I'm not willing to give up my cold resist, or not willing to give up the resistances that I would have to give up for that. 165 versus 244. We'll get rid of that. Let's get back in here and continue moving on. But yeah, if you're interested in the build, if you somehow haven't seen it yet, and you're enjoying and you like the way that it kind of runs around the map like this, just look up Raxanterix. He has his Ice Monk. He has an endgame build and a leveling build. I'm using the leveling build right now. Somehow I ended up back right here. I did that. It's supposed to go this way? I knew that was going to be an end. Weird. Okay. So... Oh, I just didn't go up the stairs over here. Alright. We just drop that bell down, and it's like pretty sweet. I'm still recovering from illness, so if I'm coughing or clearing my throat a lot, I do apologize for that. I've been looking for a while for a monk build that would allow me to, like, feel like I'm able to progress in a relatively quick manner. Because one of the things I like about the warrior is the bone shatter ability, which basically clears the screen. And this almost does that. This almost does that.
Frozen lash.
I've been playing for a very long time this morning already, so my arm and my wrist and all that stuff is really starting to hurt. It's one of the reasons I'm like, I need to start recording now, because if I try to catch up back to where I was in the last episode, I'm going to be in too much pain to continue playing. Checkpoint 4. Look how fast we just deleted it. It's just like, it's amazing. I'm really enjoying this character. Of all the characters I've played so far, I'm enjoying this character the most. Outside of a few little minor annoyances of, you know, if you get dogpiled, you don't have any real health to kind of absorb that. And you don't have any minions to kind of distract from you. So it all just kind of comes at you, and you're unlike the warrior who can kind of tank some of that. You just have to eat it and hope that you survive that one volley long enough to get away from it and then kill everything. I would kill that, but he's stuck. I'm not going to waste my time messing with him. He's just going to be stuck over there. Now, yet again, the developers seem to have not... Either they have a philosophy of making it to where it's just not going to work the way I would like it to work, or they just haven't figured out how to do it. But pathing around objects in this game, it has the same problem as in the first game. Where, you know, if you don't have an exactly perfectly clear straight line when you try to use an ability, you just stay in place. And I'm not a fan of that philosophy, because it makes it to where you have to have perfect placement for everything. It's like, that's not, I don't want to have to worry about that. That's not fun. If you're going to require me to have a completely clear line of sight to my target, then have some kind of automated movement that shifts me over to get the clearance that I need. Don't force me to have to figure it out while I'm in the middle of clicking things and trying to do stuff. You know, you waste 2 or 3 seconds trying to move, and before you realize, oh wait, I'm stuck on terrain. And anybody who's watched my channel for any length of time knows that terrain is the bane of my frickin' existence.
The mighty fall.
So yeah, you can see how this is sort of like Flicker Strike. My Flicker Strike build from PoE 1. I really enjoy that build. I know a lot of people are like, PoE 2 is not supposed to be one-button builds. I'm like, yeah, I get it, but one-button builds are fun. They're just fun. Some of us find one-button builds to be extremely satisfying. Have the intelligence requirement for that. I pick up boots on the off chance that I finally get lucky with my RNG roll and get a 15 or 20% movement speed. Still hasn't happened. Look at that. So what? We're on our way up to this, right? So I think I need... Hold on, let me clear out this stuff. I need to check my requirements here. Because I believe that 152. I mean, we eventually need to get to a 66 intelligence. So we have to, as much as I want to, excuse me, as much as I want to, 52. Okay. I think we can handle that for a minute. Let's see. To get to the next level, yeah, 52. And we have a 53. So okay, I think for the foreseeable future. Sorry, I gotta look at the level requirement. Level requirement for 52. We're a ways off from that. We're not even, all right. So I think we're good for the next 11 and probably 12. So we'll focus on dexterity for now then. 2 more levels that we can get our power charges, and then we can start using the charge staff. To be perfectly honest with you though, I need to do a little bit more research into the build to find out what the purpose of the charge staff is. I'm just kind of following the build right now. The biggest thing I wanted was just the clear speed of the freezing shot. I think we're supposed to be going up. But man, oh man, I would really love to get another 10% of movement speed. I am like desperate for movement speed. Definitely close to the end once we get to this little thing where there's a bunch of dogs on a leash there. Pretty close to the big lever. Alright, so yeah, like I said, this was more or less repeat content, but I just... my hand's getting really sore, and my elbow, for whatever reason, is also getting really sore. And I have other videos that I also need to record, and then later on today I can catch this character back up to where the main character was, and then ideally, if he is able to delete boss... If this character is able to delete bosses easier than any of my other characters, we'll probably move forward with this guy. So, been a fair bit of switching around of characters as we go through this, just because I've been finding it very difficult to get through some of the content here. I know that get good and all that stuff. I don't. That particular piece of advice is not helpful. So, anyways, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed at least the concept of this character. Be sure to click the like button, subscribe to help us reach 10,000 subscribers. Be sure to head over to Rax and Terex's channel if you haven't already. I'll probably forget to put a link in the description, so just look up his name if you're interested in the build. Yeah, hit the join as a member for early access videos, among other perks, or you can just leave YouTube's version of a tip with that thanks button. Also have PayPal and Patreon links in the description if you would like to support the channel outside of the YouTube economy. So again, thank you very much for watching. Be sure to come back for future episodes. I'll see you then.